So I decided to do a video on how to identify the right stonebreaker weed to take. So I want to talk about the different types of stonebreaker weed. Now they have the male and then they have the female. This is the female and this is what you should be brewing and drinking for all your health issues. So the color of this one is really green, and at the back you have these stones. I'll also show you the back of the male um, stonebreaker weed that you shouldn't be taking at all. That's, please, you need to look at it very well. I'm going to show you. Let me even just uproot this one so that we can compare the difference. So the stonebreaker weed will be looking like this, and from this video you can tell that I have been harvesting from this one. So what I do is I just cut it like this so that it would keep producing and giving me more stonebreaker. This is what the male stonebreaker weed looks like, and this is what it should not be taken. So let us uproot it and then assess them properly. This is a female stonebreaker, so I hope that you can spot the difference. So let me show you how to identify the right stonebreaker weed that you should be taking. Now, this is why I don't like to share certain things online, because you might go and take the wrong one and something else will happen to you and you blame my plant life. So I just kind of like to stick to healing myself with some of the plants that I know. But in case you want to try, you need to know the difference. You need to know the proper stonebreaker weeds that you should be taking and brewing as tea. So this is the female stonebreaker weed that you should be taking. All right, the leaves are not so big and they have, oh my god, what was that? And then they have these stones just under the leaves. They have, and the stones are green in color, very light green in color. Let me show you one that is pronounced. So I have different types of stonebreaker weed here. Okay, let me see this one now. So this is what this is the proper stonebreaker weed that you should be taking. Okay, the leaves are really tiny and they are light green in color. The stones under, these beads that look like stones under, that's why it is actually called the stonebreaker weed. They are light green in color, tiny. So this is the stonebreaker weed that you shouldn't be taking. You can see that it has under the leaves are a bit darker. They are a bit darker than the proper stonebreaker weed. Let me bring it close so that you see the difference. Okay, and the stones under the leaves are, they are sort of reddish in color. They are not completely green. I don't know what to call this color now, but I'm only just showing you for identification so that you know. So this one is the male stonebreaker weed from what I was told, and this is what you should not be brewing and drinking. So this is another type as well that looks like the proper stonebreaker weed that you should be taking, but this is not what you should be taking. The stones under are bigger, the leaves are bigger, they look alike. All right, they look like the proper stonebreaker weed, but this you should not be taking at all. The leaves are darker in color, they just have a different color, and you can see here, and the stones are bigger under. So yes, this is another example of the stonebreaker weed that you shouldn't be taking. The tips of the leaves are brownish in color. Okay, so this is what you should be taking. This is the proper stonebreaker weed that you should be brewing and taking as the tea. This one is the proper stonebreaker weed. So this is my stonebreaker weed tea that I have made this morning, and it is made out of this fine lady right here. But you see this, if you brew this, if you try to make a tea out of this, the one that is not the one you should be taking, well, you're going to get clear water. You will never get the color of the water to be this way. You should not be taking it at all. You shouldn't be taking it at all. So this is what the stonebreaker weed that you should not be taking looks like. The stones under look kind of brownish. Even the leaves are darker in color. Okay, so, and this also is not what you should be taking. This is not the proper stonebreaker weed to be taken, because the leaves are wider, the stones are bigger, the stones under are bigger. And okay, so I guess you can see it now. So this is a no-no. Okay, this is a no-no. You shouldn't be drinking this. You shouldn't be drinking this. You shouldn't be drinking this. So what you should brew, what you should be taking as tea, you should be taking is this. This is the proper stonebreaker weed. Please, if you still cannot identify this weed, the proper weed to take, do not even attempt to, because I've had people send me pictures of what is not even stonebreaker weed, what is not even in the family of stonebreaker, and it's just scaring me. So I decided to do this video to show. I don't know if I have even explained it properly, honestly, but this is the proper stonebreaker weed that you should be taking. And by the time you are done brewing, the color of the tea should look like this. Okay, the color of the tea should look like this, and it's really, really, really bitter. So you may want to sweeten it, or I like to take it like this. I don't mind the bitter taste at all, because I know how effective it is on me. So what this weed has done for me is, I haven't treated malaria in a while, in a very long time, and if I have headache, this works instantly for me. It also takes care of my high blood pressure, so it just normalizes it really well. And I've noticed that since I started taking this, I've never actually been fat, I've never been on the big side, but it has even made me lose weight more. Okay, what else have I noticed? Okay, my skin as well. Yes, I've seen a really good change in my skin. So my skin has been popping since I started taking this. If I have a headache at all and I take this, in less than 10 minutes I get instant relief. And malaria as well, I no longer have, I haven't treated malaria in a very long time, and that's because of the stonebreaker weed. My high blood pressure, weight as well. So these are the things that I have noticed since I started taking the stonebreaker weed.